Hello guys, Sharky the Fool here, back at it again with the 108th episode of the Braxcast, and we've got some more releases to talk about, so we're going to start with Dirty Deeds number 2. Of course, the short story was really popular with the fans, and I believe the 4th issue of the Ripazine, if I've got that correctly. So number 1 came out pretty quickly. That's in pre-order. We've got the first Rippaverse's first novel is the prequel to that. That's Dirty Deeds. I believe it's just called Dirty Deeds. I forget exactly what it's called. And then, of course, we've got Dirty Deeds number 2, Wrong Turn. So I'll go through the covers right now. This is cover A with Daniel Dahl. Cover B is by Gianluca Gugliotti, if I'm saying that correctly, and that's coming soon. It's not been revealed yet. Cover C is BTG. It's got a beautiful pinup of Ren Lin. They always like to highlight those. And then cover D is Yevgeny Sokolov. So this is going to be a 56-pager coming out on the 29th of, or the pre-orders will close on the 29th of June, 2026. And it will be released on the 23rd of September, 2026. And like I said, it's going to be a basic 56-pager. Basically, all of these have been 56-pagers so far. Continuing what happens in number 1. Of course, number 1's got this like implication with humans. And then number 2 is going to be just another job gone wrong with that Wrong Turn subtitle. But since we don't even have the first issue, we don't have the prequel novel, there really isn't anything to say. But there definitely is a lot of Dirty Deeds that's going to be coming to us. So this is definitely going to be something that's going to stay in the Rippaverse and give us a lot of lore. Really excited to see more of this and really excited to see what Caro has been cooking with Dirty Deeds, and she's been doing a lot of work in the Rippaverse despite her health issues, which I'm really grateful for. I'm really excited to get into the next issue of Dirty Deeds, of course, that first issue as well, and the novel. So there definitely is going to be a lot, and hopefully it keeps on going as we get these issues. The fans respond to them well, and they have good staying power after these pre-order collections close with word of mouth. You'll go and buy them after the fact. That is certainly what I am hoping for. But we are going to move on to the next release, and this is the conclusion of the Great War of Separation. So, of course, the Great War of Separation was always going to be a 4-part miniseries, and we are getting the 4th issue. I think it is coming out on the timeline that I said that I would. I said that we would have that 4th issue by the end of the summer, and it is going to release on the 26th of August, 2026, with those pre-orders closing on the 1st of June, 2026. And this is going to be a 72-pager, so a little bit longer than what we have been with these pre-order books, or with these books that have been released for pre-order. They've been 56 pages, I've said before, but this finale is going to be 72 pages, going to give us a lot to really dig into, so I'm really excited for that. This is, of course, written by Chuck Dixon, drawn by Jack Herbert, and with Marcos Lesko doing the color work. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I believe we've had different colorists on a lot working on Great War Separation. I'm not sure for every single issue. I know Candace Hahn did some of the coloring for the first issue, or the coloring for the first issue, and then the colorist changed, which at the time when that was announced that the colorist was changing for Great War Separation, I said it's a very typical thing for colorists to change over the course of an issue, or over the course of a comic series. So there's nothing really suspicious about that, but it's just interesting thing to note. But I'll go into the covers right now. So cover A is by Yevgeny Sokolov, colored by Marcos Martin. It's got that really epic shot of Brian Solari in a war scene. Cover B is by Jack Herbert, and it is a retro cover, the first retro cover we've gotten on one of these pre-order collections. Of course, Great War Separation, basically all of them. First 3 issues have had the throwback cover, so I'm really glad that number 4 is sticking with that. Cover C is by Megan Mushi, and I believe that is a foiled and embossed, along with cover E, I think. But we'll go into cover D, which is by Rod Looper. I believe that is one of Isom and his friend, young Isom and his friend, or young Avery Stillman, I ought to say. And then cover E is by Kanan White, colored by Candace Hodens, who I mentioned colored the first issue, or colored and issue of the Great War Separation. It's escaping me if she did the first one or the second one, but that is far from the most important thing. Definitely really excited to see the conclusion, really excited to see more Xeno, really excited to see just what happens in terms of like, I think it's Echoes of Citrion, how that no man's land forms because of the Great War Separation, and to see all these like geopolitical things that really unfold with the Great War Separation. Because if you read issue 3, which we haven't gotten to yet exactly, I don't think we've gotten number 3 shipped out to us yet, only those first 2 issues, but you can read the preview of number 3. You basically got like Arabic oil baron in the opening scene. So this geopolitical tension that this Great War causes, I absolutely love it. And we're going to see more of that in 3, and I imagine some of that in 4 as well, along with those domestic political conflicts, along with the accepts being involved. So there's just so much that Chuck has like going on in the Great War Separation that I'm really, really excited to see how 3 sets up the conclusion and then 4 brings it home. And since number 4 is going to be 72 pages, I imagine it's going to be plenty of page count to get the story told and wrapped up with a nice bow. And that's going to be such a great, juicy arc to read through, and definitely a great full story. And then now that we've got all 4 basically up for pre-order, then by the end of the summer, we'll have them all pre-ordered. So I would imagine sometime this year there's going to be an omnibus or a big trade paperback, whatever you want to call it. But I think omnibus is probably justified and just going to be the Great War Separation. You can just buy it as one entire book. I am really hoping that comes out sometime this year, because that is going to be the way to read that book. Just buy it all as one book, read through it, have a whale of a time. But that definitely is going to be a little bit down the line, so stay tuned for when those books get into my hands. I shall review them. I haven't really been doing too many reviews, or basically any reviews at all. It's April. I haven't reviewed a single book. I definitely need to get back on that horse, but there hasn't really been a single Rippaverse book fulfilled quite yet. We're still, like, some stuff has been fulfilled, but it's been like Rippazines and stuff like that. So they've been taking their sweet time. But once those books come, I will start reviewing them. I do have some comics that I want to review. I just have been, I've fallen off the horse in terms of doing comic reviews, and for that, I apologize. But hopefully you guys enjoy this episode of the Braxcast regardless, and still enjoy the channel. Definitely will try and keep up with making some decent content for you guys. But for now, Joker is out.
Thank you for tuning in to the Braxcast. Be sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe to keep up with the Rippaverse.